Hey everyone, Matt Pisarcik from RazorEmporium.com. Today, to continue our journey on the Razor Archive series, breaking down the history of Gillette, we're going to talk about a least popular razor. Maybe you haven't seen one before, or maybe you've heard of one, the elusive black tip super speed razor. So, continuing the heritage of the super speed line, we're now into 1951, 1952, and there comes out a variation of the super speed called the black tip. Now, this uses the exact same brass head as the 40 style super speed. It does have a date code. You'll see the date code of either W or X being 1951 or 52 on the bottom of these razors, but you'll feel that it's a little lighter than normal. And that's because it has an aluminum handle and a black plastic tip. Now, this razor was put up in a styrene container like this with a blue bottom, and it has your pack of blades and a little instructions in the back. All this little good stuff should be back here. And my favorite piece to always find in these collectibles is the little blade dispenser holder, which this would basically make room if you wanted to go up to the 20 pack. This would take up that extra space because they only gave you 10. But if you wanted to get the 20 pack later on, then you could take this little card out. So kind of a little collector's tip if you have that. But the instructions on here, as I'm opening up here, super simple, just showing you that you can load up a blade with the dispenser and hook it over the end cap, or sorry, the center bar. This razor, not a whole lot is really known on it. I can tell you that Gillette was trying to cut costs using the aluminum handle. That was always the name of the game with Gillette. So they were selling it for $1, and they're like, hey, can we make it a little bit cheaper? You'll notice that the earlier models from 51, they won't have this little tiny washer here that separates the aluminum from the plastic tip. That helps with getting it to actually rotate and not getting bound up. The first model 51, the W's, will not have that, and they do bind up a little bit easier. So only 2 years on this model. I don't have any hard knowledge around it, any kind of first-hand experience or any kind of article or anything saying specifically that Gillette abandoned this design because of the trouble with the handle, but I can tell you from my first-hand experience of servicing these and working on these over the years that these are pretty troublesome. A lot of times the W ones, the 51s, will get bound up, and this tip, if it's left in heat, it can warp, it can kind of get misshapen. That also will affect TTO issues. I've even seen it where this little tip down here starts kind of getting faded by sunlight and will start turning almost green, which has started a little myth that there was a Gillette green tip out there, and that really is just these black tips that has been faded. Regardless, they're a neat piece of history. If you have a birth year of 51 or 52, obviously this would be the razor of choice if you wanted to have a matching birth year. So on a rarity scale, 1 being this is something you find every time you're out at the thrift store, and 5, it belongs in a museum, I would say this falls somewhere in the low numbers, maybe 1, 1.5, 2. If it's just a loose razor, definitely 1, 1.5. If you have the complete styrene case, the blades, the instructions, and that little card that says, remove this for the 20 pack, yeah, I'd give it a couple more points, maybe 2, 2.5, 3. Again, it's not a terribly collectible razor, but it's something neat to have if you're someone who's trying to find all the Gillette Super Speeds or all the Gillette American razors. Obviously need this in your collection, or if it's your birth year. Otherwise, maybe pass it by, maybe move on to the flare tip, something else, but a cool piece from Gillette nonetheless. Thank you so much today, guys, for tuning in and checking out our channel. Please leave a comment. If there's something about this razor that I didn't cover, or something about the handle that you know and why Gillette switched, let me know in the comments. And if you do, you're entered in to win this, the official Razor Emporium black and blue t-shirt. We appreciate you guys checking us out and watching our channel and supporting us, and we'll see you next time at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving.